Hello and welcome to another ENS website training video. Today we're going to be looking at how to lay out content onto your website and some of the best practices and tips that I can give you so that your website will look as good as it should. So we'll set up a new page called test. From here we're just going to add some content and we're going to go through a few mistakes that you can make and how to rectify them and how to get your website layout looking good. So to get into edit mode, we select edit page. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to add some Laura Ipsum content to the main bar and to the sidebar. Add to main, select add block. So when we're adding any content, it's always a content block. From here I've got some Laura Ipsum saved already, so let's just copy and paste that in. Let's change the header to an actual header title. Let's give it a fairly big heading. Let's change the color to grey. Select add. Now say for instance I want to add some content to this sidebar, but I want this paragraph content to line up with this content here. Let's first select add to sidebar, add block, content. Let's add the same content again. This time we're not going to give it any heading. Let's bring it up. Let's delete some of the lines here from here downwards and select add. Now we can see that our content has been created, but that the content here doesn't really match up with the paragraph here. We want everything to be on the same level. So one way to rectify this, let's go back into our edit content page, is simply just to start your paragraph further down. So just by selecting the space bar, we'll see that it pushes our content down a bit further. Let's have a look how this is now. Select update. Yeah, we've noticed that it's gone down maybe a little bit too far, so let's just edit that again. Let's come back up one space. Select update. Now we can see that it's sitting a little bit more parallel to the other paragraph, which is the effect we're trying to achieve. Let's select exit edit mode. Publish my edits. Now we can see the paragraphs are more or less lining up. One way to do this as well is just to play around with what lines go where so that this might look longer, or just simply adding and deleting space, which will push all your content up and make everything look a lot better. So let's look at adding some content to our lower region here, just in this green box here. Select edit page. Add to footer links. Let's select add block and content. So let's add all this content again. Let's give this a big heading as well. I just want to show you some of the things that we need to avoid when we're writing our content. So here we can see that we've put all this content into the box, but it's come off our page. Let's have a quick look at it in our published mode. Here we see that this content has actually come off the box, which is not a desirable effect at all. So let's look at the actual size of our box and just understanding the layout space of your template. As you can see, the layout cuts off our text at around here. Now, as your website is designed to fit in within this space, the only possible solution for this is just to break up your paragraphs a bit better and not to have all your content on this side, because as you can see, it's going to run off outside the box. So one way to rectify that is simply just to maybe put some of this content, let's go back into edit, let's delete these few lines here, click update, and maybe just look at moving some of your content to a different block and just spacing out your content so that everything fits nicely within the block. We can see that it's moved up here quite considerably, and just put your content on the other side. So to understand the width of your template, you can understand what content will go where. And basically in the upper content here, once you put in a paragraph, it will only go a certain size and then it will just obviously keep getting longer and longer and longer. You can see that this paragraph spacing is a lot wider, so this allows you to have a lot more content in a sentence, but without getting it too long. With these ones here, we can see that the more content you add, it will actually move outside the box. So we just have to be careful that we space our content out nice and evenly along these two sections so as not to run out of space. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. Our next tutorial will be looking at how to handle image sizes within these different boxes here and how to alter and change your images so as to fit nicely within your website layout.